Good evening and welcome to the Business Day. I'm Andrea Chisholm. The Development Bank of Jamaica is relaunching its Gemini Plus program as it steps up efforts to prepare more small businesses to access financing and investment. The initiative is expected to help entrepreneurs build stronger, more sustainable businesses and improve their readiness for growth. Deidre Thomas tells us more.
Jamaica's small businesses are set to gain a new pathway to financing as the Development Bank of Jamaica prepares to relaunch its Gemini Plus program later this month.
Gemini originally started as a pilot project for capacity building that would support entrepreneurs who can't be quite capital ready for equity or debt, be able to do things like bring their financial records into place, put in governance systems, streamline their efficiency so they can now be recognized as a formal entity. We launched it for a window period. There were some challenges with how it was rolled out. I think what happened is that we relied heavily on too few people to help to execute the program, so we funded it, we executed it, and what we recognize is that at the end of the evaluation period, there are some big changes we have to do. So we have now revamped it and added a lot more value to it.
The revamped program will provide entrepreneurs with capacity building support, including assistance to formalize businesses and strengthen governance.
So we have a whole ecosystem of support. It's funded. There are several people who will be part of entrepreneurship for incubators. That means that if you're pre-revenue, you now get formalized into the system. The second part is if you're already in the system but you're in the nascent stage of your development, you can now get capacity building, which means that if an entrepreneur wants to get capital support from an investor, they now have something formal to present. If they want to go to a bank for a small loan, they can do so. And even for grant funding, they can now do so.
DBJ says the redesigned initiative will feature a simpler application process and a broader network of incubators and business support organizations to improve delivery.
Before it was very complicated, to be frank. There's a long evaluation process. Now it's more efficient and much more focused on outcomes. And we are aiming in the first year to target a number of people across different sectors. So we don't want a bias where it's only somebody who's in agriculture. Creatives need to get access to funding. People who have the ability to not get regular access to capital through a bank, we want to make a bridge for that.
The relaunch also complements recent initiatives aimed at improving access to capital for MSMEs, including the Jamaica Stock Exchange micro market. Deidre Thomas, DBJ News.
Tour operators are pushing back against the proposed toll rate, which was published last week. And that's the proposed toll rate hike, which was published last week. As Kirkwright reports, some fear that, coupled with increased prices at the fuel pumps, many could go out of business.
Transport operators from the Jamaica Union of Travellers Association, JUTA, and the Jamaica Cooperative Automotive and Limousine Tours, JCAL, along with Maxi Tours, are pushing back at the proposed increased toll rate. Noel Williams of the Kingston chapter of JUTA says, combined, the operators number in the thousands, many of whom operate the coaster buses. Under the proposed rate, coaster bus operators traveling to and from Ocho Rios will pay $15,660.
If we charge $70,000 from Kingston to Ocho Rios for a coaster bus, and we have to pay $15,600 for the toll, you're going to pay $15,000 for purchasing of gas to go to Ocho Rios. You're going to pay your driver $15,000. How does that work, or how does that benefit us?
The latest Toyota Hiace buses are also classified as Class 3, so operators pay the same as the coasters. The president called for reprieve, a sentiment echoed by Edgerton Newman, president of the Transport Operators Development Sustainable Services.
But what I personally is asking for is for the toll operators to give us a break from the toll at this time. At least a year, we're asking to give us a break. I'm not sure how they will want to go about doing that, if there's a way that they could exempt the PPV vehicles.
I join the presidents in calling for a holdback, at least for 1 year, of the present increase. And you know what hurts me? Is that they give us 5 days to respond after making the notice. 5 days. I think the 5 days up today.
Yeah, that's today.
Right. Now, what are you trying to do? Are you saying that the public transport sector are guys who just waste time and buy a car and put it on the road and do something?
TOC's President Egerton Newman says his members are also feeling it and asked that the contract be looked at.
The fact that we are here this morning is a testament to the fact that we cannot continue any longer. I don't care who signed or wrote the contract for this arrangement. It has to be changed. I know when God created the tablet of the 10 Commandments and put it on a tablet, I'm sure that Moses thought of making some changes before it was placed. And I'm saying that government needs to go back to the drawing board. I don't want to hear about on PMP and on JLP situation. The transport sector is in a quandary. We are in an explosion mood.
JCAL's president, Adrian Muirhead, proposed a workaround if the government is unable to renegotiate the contract with the toll operators.
At least, Mr. Government, please rehabilitate those off-road for us to have a smoother drive, that we have a choice, because at present now we don't have a choice. It's like we are being forced to use the toll at this exorbitant rate.
Maxi Tour's president says help is needed, especially since the operators are already competing with other players in the industry, many with smaller vehicles.
We need protections from other entities coming into the island to forcing our costs down while our operational costs is going up. We have gas increase, we have maintenance increase, we have lights increase, we have everything increase. I know you put in toll. This cannot be justified, gentlemen.
Kirk Wright, TVJ News.
The stock market now, the JSE index advanced by 388 points today, while the junior market index advanced by 35 points. The winners include Image Plus Consultants, Elite Diagnostic, Trans-Jamaican Highway, Cargo Handlers, and R.A. Williams Distributors. The losers include Margaritaville Turks, Elite Diagnostic, Cargo Handlers, R.A. Williams Distributors, and Caribbean Flavors and Fragrances. 19 stocks traded firm. At the end of foreign exchange trading today, banks and cambios were selling the US dollar for an average $159.48. The Canadian dollar is being sold for $114.50. The pound is going for $216.42, while the euro is selling for an average $182.64. And that's it for the Business Day. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Good evening.